I was able to catch up with Miss Fultz, and what she is going to do for me is she's going to let everyone know her story. That's something that we have not heard from her. So she's going to break down how she ended up being a founder, only being a manager and owning multiple stores, and all her transition in life. And she's most definitely changed my life. This is one of my mentors, my sister, my spiritual guide, my spiritual sister. Anything you could think of in a positive way of a person, she is that to me. And I'm just happy and excited to be on this journey of life with her and changing so many lives and just being a pillar in a community. So I'm going to go ahead and let her talk and tell who she is. And I just want to again thank her for taking out her time to talk with me, because it's a good story that should be told. Hi, Miss Foltz. Thank you so much again, and I'll let you take over.
Thank you so much for such kind words. You are definitely a powerhouse within your own right. So I appreciate you allowing me, or convincing me actually, that now is the time for the public to get to know who I am on a more intimate level. My name is Phyllis Fultz, and I'm the founder of Bob's Bus, which is Build Our Business. And my mission is, let us stand together to build our community together. It's just that simple. And to give you a little bit of history about me, I am the daughter of James Fultz, and there's 5 of us female siblings, all girls, no boys. Unfortunately, actually, we all saw our mother get shot and killed. I was 6 at the time, and then all the others. And I'm bringing this up because of the violence that we're seeing in the street today. My mom was brutally shot. I saw her take her last breath. So when I saw Mr. Floyd take his last breath, it just brought me back to that day. And it's still prevalent in 2020, and she lost her life March 10th, 1968. We have to do something better. We have to come together. I was able to survive that. My older sisters, they all are college graduates. One is actually the director of Caltrans. I have been a business manager in the retail world forever. Lane Bryant was my first managerial job, and I was in Beverly Hills, and I also had a store in Sacramento, and I moved up to Liz Claiborne, where I was the operational manager, and I had 4 stores that included Sacramento at Ardenvale. It was called Elizabeth, Washington Square, Pioneer Place, and Jansen Beach in Washington. So I learned a lot about how to grow a business. And also, while I was living in Oregon, Pendleton, Oregon actually, I found that they didn't have a full-figure shop, so I opened one myself. And who knew I created history? I was the first Black business owner on Main Street, the first Black business owner that had a brick and mortar. And that opened my eyes to how we really should step up and own our own powerhouse abilities. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It took a lot of hard work, long hours, but I was able to build my business up, and when I sold it, that was my ability to have something to leave my daughter, which I've learned that not a lot of people have that opportunity to have an inheritance. I didn't realize that generational wealth was something that we were lacking. And just to kind of speed it up a little bit, when I moved to Sacramento, because also while I was living in Oregon, Pendleton, Oregon actually, I found that they didn't have a full-figure shop, so I opened one myself. And who knew I created history? I was the first Black business owner on Main Street, the first Black business owner that had a brick and mortar. And that opened my eyes to how we really should step up and own our own powerhouse abilities. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It took a lot of hard work, long hours, but I was able to build my business up, and when I sold it, that was my ability to have something to leave my daughter, which I've learned that not a lot of people have that opportunity to have an inheritance. I didn't realize that generational wealth was something that we were lacking, and just to kind of speed it up a little. So I moved to Sacramento because my sister's job moved her here, and all of her sisters kind of migrated to Sacramento, and I've been here since 2003. I realized that I had to do a little bit different as far as raising my daughter as a single mom. So I literally had 6 jobs because California is very expensive, and I wanted to make sure that she had every afforded opportunity. And one of those jobs included me being the PTA president for most of her scholastic career. That's how I got to know Mr. Terrence Gladley, who is a powerhouse within the educational realm within himself. And it helped me to appreciate that if he could own and operate his own business, I can have my own business right here in California too. I teamed up with Miss Earlene Gray, who had her own business, and I loved her marketing skills. And it just brought me to where I said, you know what, we need to do better. So my business started with me going to small businesses and asking them, you know, hey, how are you as a sole proprietor eating well if you don't have employees? Do you go out and leave your shop open, or do you have your lunch brought to you? Well, you should let me bring you your lunch. So I would cook healthy meals, and I would take them to small businesses. And as I developed a business relationship, I just started asking them, what is your 5-year projection? Where do you see yourself going? And sadly, most of them were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, that's where I specialize in building up businesses. That was my work relationship for over 12 years. So I kind of created becoming a business coach before that was a trend or popular, with the small businesses that I used to bring their lunch to. And when they started to see their business grow, one who actually had his operations right at in front of his house, he was a mechanic, and we were able to usher him into where he had his own space so that he could have people actually come to his establishment so he could work on their cars. He grew so much that he was able to buy out Suite B. So he now owns Suite A and Suite B. He's expanded his business, and that's how we're going to make it. And when I started seeing this growth, another opportunity came up for me to become the executive administrative assistant to the CEO, Mr. Aubrey Stone, from the California Black Chamber of Commerce. And to be under this powerhouse was amazing. It was a fast track to learning how the Black community is underserved and some of the tricks and the trades to help them to become self-sufficient. So I really appreciate my tenure there, but it took me a little bit further. I said, you know what, we need to be able to do more. There are some that could not even afford to be on the level of being a member at the California Black Chamber. So I wanted to reach those people, and I wanted it to be affordable. So I came up with a business plan. My business plan is pretty simple. Stop waiting for 40 acres and a mule. Let's come together, pull our money together, and let's buy the whole farm, and we all can eat. Want to give a shout out to Shona McDaniels, because all the artwork that you see, this is her. Come down to the African market and visit her museum. But does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? Can we elaborate a little bit more on his dream? Has the dream really been fulfilled, or are we still struggling? I say we're still struggling. Just like Harriet Tubman, it was like, you know, we got that 5 miles to go, and it seems to be the hardest one, but it's those who run the race and endure to the end that will be saved. We can do this, you guys. Let me show you. Ready? This is how we can do it, you guys. Each one teach one. Help me to help you, to help me. This is how we're going to do it. This is at $300. $300 that we pass on, that's going to accumulate more. That's going to accumulate wealth, because we're going to be able to give $10,000 grants. That $10,000 grant is going to build small businesses. The small businesses can now become corporations. The corporations can buy land, and we can have our own community that nobody can take away from us because we're standing together. This is how we're going to do it. We have to build up, not take the bricks and tear each other down. Let us stop being negative towards each other. Let us show a little bit more love and compassion. I see that now. I can feel it in the streets. I see it now. But we can't let that feeling die. After all the smoke has settled and everything, let's not continue to go back on to our normal lives. Let's continue to say, you know what? This is time. We're in the start of something huge. We are right here, right now, making history. Who's with me? All it takes is a dream. We have that. Now it takes the togetherness. We're getting there. We just have to keep it going. Who's with me? If you are, please visit www.4bobsbuzz.org. That's www, the letter 4, BOBSBUS.org. We can do it. If I can do it with all of my struggles, I know you can too. I'm in it to win it. I'm walking and talking, and I need those who are serious to come with me. It really is just that simple.